All right. Uh, okay, so my mom is asking me stream कब start हो रही है अभी हो रही है it has started now hold on let me just let me just tell her okay uh, all right. Hello everyone, I got a friend request, thank you. uh, who's hello everyone, thanks for joining. I'll just wait like 2 3 minutes and let me just get a little organized. Can I get a fuck utilitarians? I am I am a utilitarian. Okay, look, they're really, really annoying and a lot of the time they give like I I'll get into that, okay? You know what? At the end, when nobody is watching, I'll answer. So stick around till that. Okay, I'll answer this. I'm not saying I am a utilitarian. Come on. Don't. Yeah. No, you have to wait till the end of the stream. Anyway, okay, I don't think delaying further का कुछ फ़ायदा है. So, hello everyone. Whoever is joining now or watching later, I go by NKG, and I have now very recently started streaming about politics and like social issues, which are all intertwined anyway, basically. So, and I say basically a lot, so that's the thing. But I want to do certain things. I want to change certain things about how we talk about politics in the sort of general sense, not like in an academic or a completely पॉलिटिकल सेंस. बट हम लोग आपस में नॉर्मल बैठ के टीवी पे जो देखते हैं और आपस में जो बात करते हैं, आई वॉन्ट लाइक आई एम रियली रियली अनसेटिस्फाइड विद दैट एंड माई कैमरा हैज़ डाइड and it is back. It will keep doing that. Sorry. So, yeah. Anyway, back to the point. Yeah, as I was saying, so let me start with like the basic premise, right? Because I think last stream kind of sucked because I like messed up the audio, and like my audio sounds like so bad compared to the equipment that I have, because it like I turned the gain so much. It was like it worse than landline telephones. So you know, and I also rambled a bit. I think I got a little lost inside my head. मैं बोलता चला गया एंड मैं हर चीज़ को एक एक डेफिनेशन, एक एक नंबर्स एंड डेफिनेशंस ठीक है, दे आर वेरी सॉलिड, वेरी गुड, यू नो, प्रूफ अगर तुमको कोई बहुत अपने पॉइंट प्रूव करना हो. बट लाइक they are not relatable. So what I want to do today is redo my stream intro, redo my last stream, but in a relatable way, in a like thoda ढंग से, with a little perspective, right? So okay, so we'll try to do that like the same thing, but in like shorter time, थोड़े time में, and direct to the point. Okay, so first things first. As I said, I think there is a problem with Indian politics and how we discuss it. What is that problem? क्या problem है? We do not focus on what matters. हमारे पास लाइक 10 इश्यूज़ हैं टीवी पे आते रहते हैं, हम लोग आपस में डिस्कस करते रहते हैं फ्रेंड्स के साथ, फैमिली के साथ. लाइक जब भी पॉलिटिक्स की बात आती है, ठीक है, इट विल बी लाइक हर बार हमेशा कुछ ना कुछ लाइक बहुत ही लाइक हीटेड डिस्कशंस होते रहते हैं इन चीज़ जगहों पर, ठीक है। लेकिन सब चलता रहता है, कोई भी इस चीज़ को नहीं सोचता कि सारे जो वट एवर डिस्कसिंग इज दैट रेलिवेंट और नॉट। एंड मेरे हिसाब से लाइक 99% ऑफ वट एवर वी डिस्कस एज लाइक जस्ट रेगुलर नॉर्मल पीपल इज इरेलीवेंट, ठीक है। उसका कहीं से कुछ रिलेशन नहीं है टू लाइक वट यू नो वट लाइक पॉलिटिक्स और लाइक द गवर्नमेंट और टॉक अबाउट पॉलिसी should achieve. So basically what happens is कि there are a bunch of issues that like really affect our lives, and not just us but like a lot of people, like a big chunk of the people, बहुत सारे लोगों को affect करता है। एंड बहुत सारे टॉपिक्स ऐसे हैं जो बहुत सारे लोगों को अफेक्ट करते हैं, एंड उनके बारे में कुछ सॉल्यूशंस निकाले जा सकते हैं, हम उनके बारे में कुछ सॉल्यूशंस डिस्कस कर सकते हैं जो कि सिर्फ हमारे तक नहीं है, विच जो कि हम पॉलिसी वाइज या लॉ के अकॉर्डिंग हम उसमें चेंजेस ला सकते हैं, एंड दोज दीज चेंजेस कैन देन फिक्स दोज इश्यूज, राइट। सो and those issues, like again as I've mentioned, like these issues are such that they can make or ruin like somebody's like life, okay। So for example, let's take an example of what I'm talking about. Let's talk about higher education, ठीक है। सबको पता है मेरे हिसाब से भी, एंड लाइक किसी से भी पूछोगे, लाइक इंडिया में अगर तुमको ढंग का लाइक जॉब चाहिए जहाँ पर तुम्हारी प्रॉपर मंथली पेमेंट हो, तुमको थोड़े बेनिफिट्स मिले हैं, ठीक है, थोड़ा रिकॉग्निशन हो उसका, सबको पता है यू नीड लाइक अ कॉलेज डिग्री फॉर दैट, ओके। बहुत ज़्यादा मैटर करती है, चाहे तुम कॉलेज में कुछ सीखो या मत सीखो, लिटरली एवरीबडी नोज दिस, एवरीबडी गोज थ्रू कॉलेज recognizes this, that even though they would have learned like 10% from college and 90% from self learning, the degree that they get after the 3 or the 4 years, that is the thing that gets them the job that they want or the job that they aspire to, right। So उसके लिए कॉलेजेस के लिए सबको पता लाइक ओके, किसको लाइक सॉरी पार्डन, जो दो फील्ड्स हैं जिसमें जॉब सबसे ज़्यादा लोग कॉलेजेस ढूंढते हैं, कॉलेजेस के लिए ट्राई करते हैं, वो हैं इंजीनियरिंग और मेडिकल। लाइक ये सालों पुराना जोक है, एंड सच्चाई भी है इस चीज़ में, क्योंकि जिस आप में से जिसने भी 11th या 12th में साइंस ली होगी, आपको अच्छे से पता है साइंस लेते ही पता लग जाता है भाई कंपटीशन बहुत ज़्यादा है, ठीक है। अब ऐसा नहीं है कि नॉर्मल मार्क्स लाते रहो, ठीक पास होते रहो, उतना काफ़ी नहीं, टॉप में आना है, स्कूल में भी, एंट्रेंस एग्ज़ाम्स में भी, तब जाके तुम उम्मीद कर सकते हो ये कुछ ढंग का कॉलेज मिलेगा, ठीक है। सो ढंग का कॉलेज से मेरा क्या मतलब है, राइट। ढंग का कॉलेज, अच्छा कॉलेज, सब ज़्यादातर इस इन चीज़ों का मतलब ज़्यादातर लोगों के लिए होता है लाइक जो भी जॉब ओरिएंटेड होते हैं, स्पेशली इन इंजीनियरिंग एंड मेडिकल फील्ड्स, गवर्नमेंट कॉलेजेस, ठीक है। गवर्नमेंट कॉलेजेस, और गवर्नमेंट कॉलेजेस ही नहीं, गवर्नमेंट कॉलेजेस में भी सबको बेस्ट वाला चाहिए, राइट। सो लाइक चाहे 15 एम्स हैं इंडिया में, बट सबको एम्स दिल्ली वाला चाहिए, राइट। बिकॉज लाइक आई इवन लुकड अप द एट द रैंकिंग्स ऑफ दीज newer aims that are there since 2012 and stuff, like तीन टॉप थ्री को छोड़ के, लाइक आउट ऑफ द 15, if you take out the top three, like the all the others like don't even have like a nationally recognized like ranking, like it's like in the table it just said NA, it's they're not even in like the top 100 of medical colleges, even though they're aims, and even though they're like in like far and wide, like in very different corners of the country, like उन इनका कुछ ज़्यादा like द अट्रैक्शन इज एम्स दिल्ली, राइट। सिमिलरली इंजीनियरिंग में क्या चाहिए, आई आई टीज़ भी एक सिंगुलर नहीं है, बट देर लाइक डिफरेंट आई आई टीज़ विच हैव डिफरेंट सॉर्ट ऑफ रेपुटेशन फॉर डिफरेंट डिफरेंट फील्ड्स। सो लाइक कंप्यूटर साइंस के लिए हैं, कोई अलग आई आई टी है, मतलब मैथ्स के लिए आई हैव हर्ड कि आई आई टी खड़गपुर अच्छा है, एंड लाइक अलग अलग स्ट्रीम्स जो इंजीनियरिंग के उसके हिसाब से अलग अलग आईआईटीज़ की अपनी मतलब काफ़ी रेपुटेशन है, एंड लोग उसी के हिसाब से उनमें लाइक उनके लिए एम भी करते हैं, राइट। सो मतलब इस चीज़ में कोई गलत बात भी नहीं है, बिकॉज गवर्नमेंट कॉलेजेस के काफ़ी एडवांटेजेस होते हैं। सबसे ज़्यादा बड़ा होता है लाइक द फीस, राइट? फीस इज़ एक्सपोनेंशियली लो एज कम्पेयर टू प्राइवेट कॉलेजेस, लाइक वर्ल्ड नोन फैक्ट बेसिकली। एंड साथ ही साथ उनकी फैकल्टीज़ ऑन एन एवरेज टीचिंग में, एटलीस्ट आई डोंट नो अबाउट वर्क एक्सपीरियंस, बट एटलीस्ट टीचिंग में ज़्यादा एक्सपीरियंसड होते हैं, काफ़ी ज़्यादा एक्सपीरियंसड होते हैं। एंड यू नो अगेन नेम रिकॉग्निशन, लोग नाम से कॉलेजेस को जानते हैं, सारे गवर्नमेंट कॉलेजेस को। और चाहे तुम्हारे रिक्रूटर हो, चाहे लाइक घर वाले रिश्तेदार हों, सब पे झाड़ने के लिए बहुत आसान होता है कि हाँ आईआईटी में हूँ भाई, आईआईटी से इंजीनियरिंग कर रहा हूँ, लाइक दैट्स लाइक अ राइट ऑफ पैसेज, तुम्हारी लाइफ सेट है, राइट? And like this is a thing that happens, and I don't think this is inherently bad, like because it's like I think for medical it is more defensible, क्योंकि लोग ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा मेडिसिन में जाएं, आई थिंक दैट इज़ अ नेट गुड, बिकॉज स्पेशली इंडिया जैसी कंट्री में डॉक्टर्स की हमेशा कमी है, लाइक परपेचुअल कमी है। उनकी कमी कभी लाइक कम होती हुई भी नहीं दिख रही। ठीक है, एक एक डॉक्टर्स को लाइक यू नो लाइक डेली आई डोंट इवन नो लाइक 1,000 पेशेंट्स को देखना पड़ता है। ठीक है, लाइक बट लाइक दैट इज़ आई डोंट थिंक it's a bad thing that people focus on these fields. Again, parental pressure and all that, I that can be accounted for later. But abhi ke liye, on the face of it, what I'm talking about it, it's like fine. People apply to these fields, right? People want good colleges in these fields, and the good colleges, the best colleges in these fields are government colleges. ठीक है? So now हर साल इनके लिए एंट्रेंस एग्ज़ाम्स होते हैं। ठीक है, एंड हर एंट्रेंस एग्ज़ाम के बाद आई हेयर दिस कलेक्टिव क्राइंग फ्रॉम लाइक a bunch of people on news and like on my personal circles, which is like यार रिजर्वेशन, यू नो रिजर्वेशन ने लाइफ ख़राब कर दी, रिजर्वेशन की वजह से सीट नहीं मिली यार। सब सब लोग लाइक इट्स नॉट इवन कि इट्स लाइक इट हैपन्स एवरी ईयर, and like there's so many people crying, and people who I know personally as well as on social media, on news, everybody is like, and then you know एक दो महीने होता है रोना, and then खत्म, then it's like back to the grind again। नेक्स्ट ईयर ट्राई करेंगे, नेक्स्ट ईयर नहीं होगा तो फिर से यही कैंपेनिंग करेंगे। ठीक है, इट लाइक फ्रॉम माई पर्सनल एक्सपीरियंस, जो लोगों की सीट्स एक्चुअल में रिजर्वेशन की वजह से लाइक जो लोग बहुत ही छोटे मार्जिन से अपनी सीट्स को मिस कर जाते हैं इन गवर्नमेंट लाइक कॉलेजेस में ख़ास तौर पे, they are like they usually do not go on social media or go on news and like try to rally against reservation, like quote, like socioeconomic class based reservation. What they do is, because almost everyone knows what they're getting into when they're giving an entrance exam, so what they'll do is they'll decide, okay, या तो मैं एक साल का ड्रॉप ले लूँगा, या तो ठीक है वट एवर द सेकेंड चॉइस इज़ ऑल्सो नॉट बैड, कि ठीक है एम्स नहीं मिल रहा बट उसकी रैंक लाइक AIPMT में भी इट इज़ वेरी लाइकली दैट इफ़ यू गॉट अ हाई रैंक इन लाइक द एम्स एंट्रेंस एग्जाम, and then you can get a good second choice college through AIPMT also. So you can be satisfied with your second best choice, or you can just give the entrance exam next year. ठीक है, but like they usually, I don't see those people who are like just narrowly missed on a chance of a good college, like sort of complain about it like it's like a big social problem. But दोनों केसेस में, चाहे तुम रिजर्वेशन के बारे में बोल रहे हो, चाहे तुम चुपचाप डील कर रहे हो उस चीज़ के लिए, nobody questions that why are there so few seats in these government colleges। इन कॉलेजेस में इतनी कम सीट्स क्यों हैं, राइट? लाइक आप किसी भी जो भी टॉप कॉलेजेस बोले, एम्स, IIT, IIMs, एंड लाइक जो भी गवर्नमेंट डायरेक्टली गवर्नमेंट ओन्ड या सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट के कॉलेजेस हैं, अब लाइक यू कैन जस्ट सी दे हैव लाइक 50 people batch, ठीक है, और 100 people, max to max that I've seen is like 150 people, like talking about like singular colleges, right? like especially, and I'm again talking about like medical, like for example, take an example of AIMS Delhi. AIMS Delhi ka annual batch is 107 seats, right? 107 people get entrance to AIMS every year through their entrance exams, and there are like 90,000 people who apply to it. So if we do the maths, like there's like around 840 people fighting for every seat in AIMS Delhi, right? Why do we not think about why this is happening? Because like who benefits, किसका फायदा हो रहा है कम डॉक्टर्स को एंट्रेंस देके, लाइक बिकॉज क्या एम्स का सारा लाइक द होल अट्रैक्शन ऑफ एम्स इज इट जस्ट दैट कि उसमें सीट्स कम है, लाइक अदरवाइज उनका एजुकेशन, उनका लाइक इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर, इज दैट नॉट अ थिंग दैट कैन इक्विप लाइक पीपल बेटर इन like MBBS, like उनको is the quality of education better, or is it just that people want to apply to it because it has only 107 seats? There has to be something more, right? And like who benefits, like why gatekeep this, right? The government benefits from having more doctors because of the point that I already mentioned. We have already always short of doctors. We've always been short of doctors, right? So like मतलब what is the logic on which this is determined that nahi, we'll just have a batch of 100 like people, right? Do we think, I'm not saying that there is no reason, there are reasons, but nobody talks about that, right? Everybody just takes it for granted. It's like in Hunger Games, right? It's like okay, yeah, सबको पता है कि नहीं, सब नहीं जी सकते, मैक्सिमम लोगों को मरना पड़ेगा, हमें पता है, इट्स ओके, इट्स फाइन, वी जस्ट कीप डूइंग दिस ईयर आफ्टर ईयर, इट्स फाइन, वी डोंट थिंक अबाउट ऐसा क्यों हो रहा है, ठीक है? लाइक सो बैक कमिंग बैक टू द पॉइंट, लाइक जो या तो लोग इस चीज़ के बारे में बोलते नहीं हैं, या तो जो बोलते हैं वो बोलते हैं रिजर्वेशन के बारे में, ठीक है? कोटा के बारे में इतने परसेंट रिजर्वेशन हो रखा है, जनरल के लिए सीट ही नहीं बची, ठीक है, जनरल कैटेगरी के लोगों के लिए। एंड लाइक ऑफ कोर्स रिजर्वेशन किस चीज़ पे बेस्ड है, लाइक वट एवर अ लॉट ऑफ वट रिजर्वेशन इज ट्राइंग टू एड्रेस एंड सॉल्व इज द like the legacy of the caste system in India, right? And a lot of other things also factor in, because other like there are other minorities also, but like largely the kind of issues that people make out of it is caste, right? सबको ये लगता है, दोनों साइड से बात है। एक साइड को लगता है कि नहीं SC ST को स्पेशल ट्रीटमेंट मिल रहा है, दूसरे साइड को लगता है नहीं जनरल वाले लोग एंटाइटल बिहेव कर रहे हैं, ठीक है? एंड दिस जस्ट बैक एंड फोर्थ हैपन्स फॉर अ फ्यू डेज ऑन सोशल मीडिया एंड न्यूज़, एंड बात ख़त्म, ठीक है? देन अगेन सेम ईयर, sorry, the same thing continues next year, and nobody is able to actually affect change, nobody is able to bring about any solution to this problem, and because nobody is focusing on the root of the issue. हम बस एक दूसरे पे थोड़ा we just throw mud at each other and we feel like we have done something, and this just becomes a team sport. Politics itself has just become team sport, कि नहीं हम जिस टीम के साथ आइडेंटिफाई करते हैं हम उस टीम को सपोर्ट करेंगे चाहे कुछ भी हो, ठीक है? एंड दैट इज़ द थिंग दैट आई एम ट्राइंग टू, दैट इज़ द थिंग दैट मेक्स मी वांट टू लाइक स्टार्ट टॉकिंग, ये चीज़ है, ठीक है? दैट आई वांट टू करेक्ट दिस मेंटालिटी एंड दिस सॉर्ट ऑफ, नॉट जस्ट मेंटालिटी बट इट्स लाइक दिस social tendency, this trend which is going on, that कि नहीं, we have just picked our teams and like we don't care अगर like हमको like anything that is like okay सबका फ़ायदा हो रहा है तो नहीं हमारा फ़ायदा क्यों नहीं हो रहा है? It's very weird when you think about it. And like the topic that I'm going to touch on next, like the actual topic that I want to talk about, that will actually blow your mind in how stupid it is like what I'm talking about, like what this tendency is, right? Because there are some real issues, like there are real issues like a lack of education, there are real issues like unemployment, there are real issues like access to like public health services, take care. And then there are these artificial issues. And when I say artificial, I don't mean they don't exist. I don't mean that they're not real. Like by artificial, by I mean is that they're constructed by us. Because, look, like again, like as somebody mentioned, like utilitarianism, that's the philosophy that I follow. And उसके हिसाब से सबके लिए whatever we do, it should be something that maximizes happiness for everyone, right? And you try to maximize it for everyone, you end up like सबके लिए ज़्यादातर लोगों के लिए it ends up being a good thing, right? The aim should not be the maximum number of people, the aim should be everyone. But clearly, obviously, some people need more help in achieving maximum success than other people. कुछ लोगों को ज़्यादा हेल्प की ज़रूरत है एज कम्पेयर टू अदर्स टू अचीव मैक्सिमम हैप्पीनेस, मैक्सिमम प्रॉस्पेरिटी इन लाइफ, राइट? एंड दैट इज़ वाई देर आर पॉलिसीज जो कि उन उन चीज़ों को एड्रेस करने की कोशिश करती है. एंड वी डोंट रिकॉग्नाइज दैट, राइट? व्हाट वी डिसाइड इज़ कि नहीं, अगर सबका फ़ायदा, मतलब अगर ऐसा हो रहा है कि नहीं, जो डिसएडवांटेज हैं, जो जिन पीपल हु आर नॉट like doing that good, who don't have that much happiness in their life, if there is anything that is trying to help them come to at least at in equal level of fulfillment, then they're like okay, special treatment हो रहा है उन लोगों के साथ, right? It is like नहीं, हमारा हमारा फ़ायदा क्यों नहीं हो रहा अलग से, right? It's like we don't think, again, like it sounds very very like एक बहुत ही बचकानी सी चीज़ लगती है कि हम सब लोग एक देश के सो के क्यों नहीं सोचते. वाई डोंट वी थिंक कि सबका भला इज़ द इम्पॉर्टेंट थिंग, लाइक अगर किसी का भी भला हो रहा है तो सबका भला हो रहा है. वाई डोंट वी थिंक लाइक दैट, राइट? एंड द थिंग इज दैट इज़ अ रियल प्रॉब्लम. We don't have a sense of civic responsibility. We don't have a sense of like a proper national identity. We have nationalism, which is a completely different thing. And because like I think for now, until दुनिया में borders हैं, I think it's okay if we think for the betterment of India, maximum betterment of India. And so that is the reason why, like that is the thing that I want to sort of rectify. That is a thing जो कि मैं चाहता हूँ कि थोड़ा बेटर हो. इट्स जस्ट अबाउट द क्वालिटी ऑफ पब्लिक डिस्कोर्स about politics. Okay, that is the thing that I want improved. That is the thing that I want sort of be like थोड़ा like sensible बात करना. Okay, like this group mentality, this tribalism, that is the thing that I want to sort of get rid of. And how do we do that? There's two step approach of that I have come up with. Is first thing, we'll try to deconstruct the issues that I've identified as like sort of artificial, like not in the sense, like I don't want to overcorrect myself. I've explained myself pretty well. I want to deconstruct a lot of the things which distract us from real issues. And then second step would be actually talking about those real issues, and जहाँ पर economics आ जाती है, जहाँ पर like proper social sciences आ जाती हैं, जिसके like I admit, मैं like I have not formally academically studied these fields, but I have sort of a lot of inclination towards talking about these things. So what we'll do is we'll try to learn together, right? हम लोग will try to do research on stream. We'll try to talk to people who have different perspective and who have expertise, especially, or they have some personal experience to share. We'll try to talk to people and get a good enough perspective on like what are the issues that matter and what are the issues that are distracting us from the issues that matter, right? So uh, that's my whole thing, right? So yeah, that's the redo of the intro. I think I did a little better this time. Uh, so what I'll do is take like a 2 minute break because मेरा मुंह सूख रहा है. I'll just get a glass of water and then we'll move on to like the marriage strike thing. So stay tuned.
do sound.
हाँ सॉरी.
I'll play. No, sorry, MKG. वो आतिश गासनी.
Okay, so we are back. Uh, let me let me just, yeah, okay. Better. Uh, yeah, okay. So the thing that I don't know how many people are waiting for this, but I definitely was waiting to talk about this. Uh, Marriage strike. So आई लाइक मुझे इसके इसके बारे में लाइक बहुत कम पता था. मुझे सिर्फ मीम्स आ रहे थे इंस्टाग्राम पे, एंड लाइक आई वॉज नॉट टेकिंग इट सीरियसली एट ऑल because I thought it's like a random thing that's happening. It's like, okay, some people on Twitter have decided to create a controversy. It keeps happening, whatever. But I looked into it a little. I didn't even look into it, but I came across a meme which was like bringing up like the fact that ये like this whole movement which is happening on Twitter, largely, but I think almost all social media, but I think largely Twitter, because you can make hashtags trend on Twitter, so it's trending on Twitter. So turns out कि ये एक reaction है to possibly uh, so intermarital rape being considered, not just considered, like being punishable as other forms of rape, which uh, you won't even like think, तुमको ऐसा लगेगा भी नहीं कि okay, why is this like a separate thing. ये like rape is rape, right? Why is there like a is there was there like is there a need for a separate law on this to say that okay, no, like even in a marriage, if it's like a non-consensual intercourse that happens, that is rape. And like, okay, but I was like, okay, but like, is there? I initially thought that like एक अलग से कोई लॉ ला रहे हैं, लाइक पार्लियामेंट में, ये इसकी इसको लाइक इंडियन पीनल कोड को अमेंड करने के लिए, या लाइक ऑलरेडी ला चुके हैं ऐसा अमेंडमेंट, लाइक कुछ चेंज हो चुका है जिस वजह से सबके सब लाइक रिएक्ट कर रहे हैं कि नहीं, अब हम लोग हम लोग इस चीज़ के अगेंस्ट हैं, दैट इज़ वाई वी आर डूइंग ए quote unquote strike against it. So that is the extent of my knowledge on this subject. Lekin, when I started looking into it, by the way, I'm sorry for sort of laughing at this. The part that I'm laughing at is not like the criminal part. The part that I'm laughing at is the reactionary movement, this whole thing that happened, right? Marriage strike. मुझे लगा था कि इसके पीछे कुछ तो आइदर ये completely it's like a पब्लिसिटी थिंग, लो अटेंशन के लिए कर रहे हैं, या तो एक्चुअल में कुछ मेजर चेंज आ गया है, जो कि इवन इफ इट वाज अ मेजर चेंज आई वुड हैव सपोर्टेड इट, बट देन इट वुड बी अ लिटिल मोर अंडरस्टैंडेबल कि हाँ ओके कानून चेंज हो गया है एंड एवरीबडी इज़ नर्वस अबाउट इट एंड ठीक है, लाइक पीपल आर रिएक्टिंग पुअरली टू इट, हमेशा की कहानी है ये, ठीक है, इट्स फाइन, वट एवर, बट it is, the sort of rabbit hole, this sort of story goes much deeper. So what we'll do is we'll explore this. Yeah, it the audacity, exactly, precisely. So we'll explore this together. Okay, we'll take this article as good as any. I don't think different articles are saying different things about it, but this one has embedded tweets. इसमें tweets के लिए मुझे ट्विटर पे नहीं जाना पड़ेगा, because I am morally opposed to having a Twitter account, and I don't have to create a Twitter account now, which is a good thing. So basically, not to get ahead of myself, let's just read this, right? For a few days now, social media has been abuzz with polarized opinion on criminalizing marital rape. This comes after the Delhi High Court heard petitions that are challenging this legal exception that protects men who have non consensual intercourse with their wives. Now, several men have taken to Twitter to protest against criminalizing marital rape with the hashtag marriage strike. Here's what it is all about, right? By the way, we will explore this further, okay? Don't worry about this. We will explore this further, but just read this, right? Because nothing has happened. कुछ हुआ नहीं है, ठीक है? What is like जो चल रहा है अभी, the thing that's like in the news right now is there's a bunch of people, there's a bunch of petitions, in fact, that the Delhi High Court is hearing that are challenging this very clear cut exception in the Indian Penal Code, which excludes a married man, sort of not sort of, but like basically a married man having non-consensual intercourse with their wife with it is okay, I'm sorry, those who are not on the Discord server, I am talking to somebody who just joined the voice call that I'm in, sorry. Anyway, so yeah, turns out मुझे तो ये बात पता भी नहीं थी that there is like a there is like a long standing there's a long yeah, you realize why I'm talking to myself. So there's this long standing law which says that you can't you can't punish like intermarital, like sorry, not intermarital, but like yeah, intermarital, basically marital rape as as rape in like in general, okay. And so what is happening right now is that there's a bunch of petitions saying that okay, this is obviously wrong, and they are not saying it obviously because they have proper legal arguments for this, but like they're like okay, yeah, this should be this exception should be removed, right? Also, you know what, give me a minute because uh, hold on. Yeah, the chat was not visible. I just now realized The chat should be visible now. Yeah, also hi Prajwal. Anyway, so yeah, so they're like they have proper legal arguments for it that okay, this should be as punishable as like in general the law is like very clear on it. Uh, so that's the thing. That's the only thing that's happening. Abhi, it's not even like there has been a ruling. It's like still in the argument phase. Like both sides are presenting their arguments, and like the justices that are listening to this case, like I read the whole thing. They are cross questioning both sides. So from the the legal counsel of the government as well as the legal representative of the petitioners, like they are both presenting their arguments, and the judges are basically cross questioning them on their arguments, and it's happening on both ends, right? But people have decided कि ठीक है, the cross questioning that like the Delhi High Court judges had for the government's legal representative who want to keep this law as it is, they cross questioned them about things like okay, why do you think that this should be, why should marriage sort of change our definition of what is punishable or not, you know it's like a cross when they're like, oh no, my god, shit, अब तो लॉ बन गया, अब तो सब खत्म, we're going to get exploited, we are going to get extorted now, अब तो हमसे सिर्फ इसलिए शादी करेंगी लड़कियां ताकि हमसे लाइक ताकि हम पे झूठे केस कर पाएँ एंड लाइक हमसे हमसे पैसे निकलवा पाएँ, ठीक है. It that's the whole thing because all these tweets, right, it's all this exact thing what I'm talking about, this one especially. Also no Twitter, I'll not click on this. uh, and all of this, especially like all of this shit, right, all of this family not feminist, save Indian men, make laws gender neutral, this has what, like 600 likes. There are more tweets as well who's just doing this. And yeah, exactly. So the again the audacity that I usually am not in favor of such language, but here it is very fitting to say the audacity. because, because again they're like नहीं हम लोग इसलिए we are deciding to not marry, okay, हम लोग शादी नहीं करेंगे. Now the thing is, uh, uh, again as this is I think this nails it on the head. What I'm trying to say, the reason why I find this very very funny is several men and women have taken to Twitter to call marriage strike the greatest feminist movement as it exposes the personal views of several men and saves women from marrying them, which is like outstandingly funny. I think there's a stereotype that people who are on the left, people who are SJWs, people who are like generally progressive, वो लोग अच्छे jokes नहीं बनाते. I think this is the best joke, okay, because it is true. Because who, like, even if you think किसी भी एंगल से सोचो, it's not the men who were gatekeeping marriage anyway. It's not like the men were like being like the arbiters. Like a lot of men are not able to marry anyway. बहुत सारे लोग, like, it is a real problem that that's happening, and there's like it's not even like an incel situation. It's like just it is by virtue of a lot of socioeconomic factors. It's like anyway not something जो उनके हाथ में basically is what I'm trying to say, ठीक है, which is my opinion. I don't know if it's true or not. It is my personal opinion. But in any case, like this, right? This not only are you saving lakhs of women from being trapped in abusive households with predators and enablers, you're making Engels proud and exposing the okay, yeah, this okay. I don't think anybody knows who Engels is, but yeah, Engels was like I don't even know if Engels must have said something about marriage, and that's why they're like taking like a leftist perspective on it. But yeah, like the whole thing that is happening is like बहुत ही ज़्यादा जिसे कहते हैं फियर मॉन्गरिंग चल रही है, ठीक है। जो भी लाइक हुएवर इज लाइक neutral on this, people who are like okay, they don't know what to think about this. A lot of people on like the side of the men's right. Exactly right. 40% of victims of domestic violence are men. Yeah, but that is like we don't. Okay, yeah, but that is okay. We will, you know what? We will look into this because I am not 100% sure on this. And right now, we are not talking about having a separate law or for women and separate law for men. What we are talking about is a clearly, obviously outdated sort of clause in the Indian legal, like Indian Penal Code, okay, which uh, 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 it's like okay, this should this in my opinion this should be a no brainer. In my opinion that okay, ठीक है law हटा देंगे. I don't think this is going to cause a such a big problem. And here's the reason why, right? Because whatever like I really want to focus on this particular issue of this particular like this clause, this exception being removed from the IPC code 375, if I'm not mistaken, yeah, 375, this particular exception, right? uh, uh, okay, the laws must be neutral. The movement to make general, is that a word? Anyway, I guess what you're trying to say is gender based, which make gender neutral abuse law as the laws must be neutral. The movement to make gender neutral abuse law was opposed by women organizations. Okay, as I said, we will come to that. And uh, yeah, thank you, Prajwal. Yeah, basically what I'm trying to say in so many words. Thank you. So this is not because again like what it is being presented as. सब लोग क्या बात कर रहे हैं कि नहीं okay, now there's going to be a separate law which is going to be somehow worse than the norm like the rape anti-rape laws that already exist. ठीक है, because okay, look at this. uh, like this right, this infographic, and I can't open it. So what I'll do is I'll super zoom it because I don't have a Twitter and I'll not have it in any in any vibes above it. Yeah, that is also a thing. Yeah, this is so weird. This is such a weird clause. क्यों है ये लॉ में? लाइक क्यों लोग लड़ रहे हैं कि ये लॉ में रहना चाहिए? It is it is bad in every sense. Uh, okay, listen. Tisco, let me pose a question to you. And you know what? Let's we can just after I say my piece, मैं 5 minute और लूँगा. Would you like to talk to me on stream? Like we can you connect on Discord. We can just hop on a Discord call. I can give you my Discord ID, and you can directly call me. How does that sound? We can talk face to like not face to face. You don't have to turn on your camera. You just have to uh, just come. You don't even need to reveal your real name. I am not interested in that at all. You just I am open to listening to people's ideas. So anyway, uh, uh, yeah. So that's this whole thing that it is being framed as that okay, the laws on marital you're sitting on a vehicle. Yeah, I can't do much about that. Maybe just hear me out. Maybe in the future we can connect. I in on my channel मैंने अपना Instagram channel. I have linked my Instagram. In any way, you can even search me NKG2. It's just my channel name and two in front of it. You can message me there, and then we can maybe have a discussion in the future. Maybe not on Discord. Maybe we'll try किसी और platform से. But I want this sort of interactions as well. Anyway, I am getting too distracted. I'm sorry. But yeah, this whole left side column, right? Where is this happening? कहाँ पर, कहाँ, because this, what this is presenting itself as like, oh, no medical proof required, completely based on woman's testimony. Husband and his family will be arrested and tried on base of women's complaint, right? Where, कहाँ पर है? Is this a law being drafted? Who is drafting this law? Like this whole discussion, जो भी discussion चल रहा है, that's about removing like a really weird and really, like nonsense clause in the IPC, and ठीक है वो हट जाएगा, and then it's fine, and then everybody is treating that as okay, now it will be like, because here's the thing, right? This is something that everybody brings up, and this is like, let's scroll a little up and let's see. Oh, sorry, hold on. This argument, I think because this at least I want, no, I don't want this law. There is this weird exception in this law. It's like in this law there is like a exception that excludes that, okay, in any case this cannot be considered as rape. I want this particular law, this particular, sorry, clause in this existing law. ये law already है. It's already part of Indian Penal Code. I would like to see this clause removed. Yes, just go. And that is what, जो Delhi High Court में the whole thing that is happening, that is to remove this clause, right? And I support that. Yeah, of course I support this. And here's the thing, right? जहाँ पर contradictions आते हैं, which is like extremely funny to me, is that they're simultaneously saying that it is already criminalized. Marital rape is already criminalized as cruelty under this particular 490A IPC. And you can look it up. It does not explicitly say that, you know, the law, that it does not mention rape, sexual assault, intercourse anywhere. But what it does say is that harassment of women, such that harassment is that, no, wait, is such a nature is likely to drive the woman to commit suicide or cause grave injury or danger to life, limb, or health, whether mental or physical, of the women. So this, by definition, by indirectly, rape can fall into this, right? Even within a marriage, this will fall into under this particular section 498A of the IPC, and hence is punishable, right? So ये चीज़ तो ऑलरेडी डिसाइड हो गई है, ये चीज़ तो ऑलरेडी, इट्स ऑलरेडी क्लियर दैट इट्स मैरिटल रेप इज ऑलरेडी punishable and recognized by the law as punishable. ठीक है. Now the only thing is whether legal term is correctly used or not, and of course like the extent of the punishment, because for this particular offense, like the clear thing that I can see, imprisonment of a term up to 3 years, and whether in section 376, which is like the proper, like which has the proper this punishment for rape, this defines the punishment not less than 7 years, and which may be for a life or which may extend to 10 years, and liable to a fine. Like it has more like more severe punishments for that, for the crime. And a lot of the time, and this particular infographic that I'm scrolling past these memes have nothing to do with the topic what I'm talking about. The reason I'm scrolling past everything is because these are just memes, these are just jokes, they don't have anything to do with the matter at hand. They are already recognizing that, okay, 74% of the rape cases, like just general rape cases, and 80% of dowry cases filled in India end in acquittal, right? So, what exactly is your fear right now? You already see that the laws that are there to punish something bad that happens in a marriage, for example, demand for dowry, right? Dahej, ठीक है. You, according, if I take you at your face value, जो भी तुम statistic कह रहे हो, I will accept it as it is, because again I'm not in the debunking business. You, okay, I will accept that 80% of the cases that are filed for dowry demands you are saying that okay, they end in acquittal. But then what's the issue? You then, if this law gets, this particular clause gets removed, and there are more cases now, like that are filing for a complaint against marital rape, why do you think कि उस चीज में अब अचानक से there will be this bias? Where is all this left column coming from? ये सारी चीज़ें कहाँ से आ रही हैं? जुडिशरी विल presume husband guilty. Where is all of this coming from? This is because all of this seems to be coming from one comment by a Delhi High Court judge, which which was something like, here, this is like the entire uh, situation. As you can see, there is this particular this advocate Nandini Rao, which is representing the government. Uh, 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 so here they say, hold on, let me find the exact quote. State or state. Yes, exactly. Yeah, this thing, right? This particular line of cross questioning by this particular one justice, Shakder, uh, basically saying that the nature of a relationship cannot put it on a different pedestal. Woman remains a woman. You can show us sections, but jurisdiction after jurisdiction has held that merely because you are married, it is not good enough to say that it is not an offense. You want to persuade us that because she is married and there are other provisions in the law, she can only recourse to that, but cannot call him, by him I'm assuming he means like the person's husband, but cannot call him out for rape under section 375, right? So that this is the only thing, the only comment that I seeing, that I feel like has anything to do with saying that okay, this these sort of accusations should be taken more seriously. And like you can read up on this on your own. Even if I scroll up a little, you can see that this sort of cross questioning is happening for the people presenting the side of the petitioners as well. ठीक है, उनसे भी कह रहे हैं कि okay, why do you want this particular clause removed while there are already existing laws, and they are also punishable, so what is the issue, why do you want to remove them? But basically the thing that is the only this sort of legal discussion that is happening, right? There's no new law being passed. There's nowhere being said that okay, no, we will take these cases more seriously, we will punish more severely for these. No, for कहीं से भी कहाँ से ये चीज़ आ रही है that okay, now you can't get out of court settlement, right? So like that is the whole thing. That is, and like it's a contradiction that first of all, even if there was a law becoming, you can already see कि कितना कम conviction rate है, ठीक है? Like even there's so many, first of all, a lot of the women are like ज़्यादातर they don't report any bad things happening to them, because कोर्ट्स के चक्कर सिर्फ लोग सिर्फ सिर्फ जेंट्स को नहीं लगाने पड़ते. लाइक देयर इट्स नॉट जस्ट मेन हु हैव टू keep going to courts for years upon years. If a woman files a case against anyone in a court against a man, उसे भी कोर्ट कचहरी के चक्कर लगाने पड़ते हैं, उसको भी लॉयर्स में पैसे खर्च करने पड़ते हैं, उसको भी पूरा साल 10 साल टेंशन में रहना पड़ता है कि इस केस का क्या होगा, राइट? एंड where you have, okay, it's Prajwal is saying it seems like a lot of fuss, since I feel like for a lot of people in the Indian subcontinent, marriage seems to be an institution where you have entitlement to the agency of your wife, which is false. Yeah, again, like this is the thing that is जो भी सब लोग they are saying कि people who are doing this marriage strike thing, they are exposing themselves. That is the thing, that is clear cut the thing, because they are like saying कि नहीं, oh, if I can't force myself upon my wife, then फ़ायदा ही क्या है शादी का, ठीक है? there is like, okay, then अब point ही क्या रहा शादी, like did you want to marry only, like तुमको शादी सिर्फ इसलिए करनी थी just so that you can be protected from being accused of rape? Is that why you are marrying? And if you like, that is what, because that's what you're representing, and that is the reason why maximum people, like women are saying, okay, thank god you know you're doing this. Now I know that clearly तुम्हारे शादी के लिए intention क्या था, ठीक है, clearly why you were thinking to marry anyone, right? And it's like, it's such a non issue. It's like, हमारे पास कुछ काम नहीं है क्या? This is the thing that I'm talking about. Why are we talking about this? It's like, I don't even think that there should be a rallying cry for this. People, जिन लोगों को ये law change करना था, they are already filing petitions, and there's already an advocate on their end who's fighting for this change in the high court. It's like, because courts social media support के हिसाब से नहीं डिसाइड करते अपने डिसीजंस, दे वे द लीगल आर्ग्यूमेंट्स, उनको जो बोला जा रहा है दे इवेल्यूएट बेस्ड ऑन दैट. वो कमेंट्स दे सकते हैं कि नहीं, इवन दो कंट्री में चाहे लाइक देयर इज अ डिफरेंट काइंड ऑफ पोलराइज्ड मूड, they can give a comment that okay, in the context of what the discussion in the country, that our decision might be received differently, किसी को अच्छा लगेगा किसी को नहीं लगेगा, बट अपना डिसीजन लेने का रीज़न इज़ ऑलवेज द आर्ग्यूमेंट दैट द लीगल रिप्रेजेंटेटिव्स आर प्रेजेंटिंग, ठीक है? And like that is not affected by all of this, that who will listen to your Twitter hashtags and be like, oh no, judge will think like, oh no, I there are so many misogynist memes on Twitter, मुझे तो ये लॉ को रखना ज़रूरी है यार, ठीक है? So yeah, like that is the thing. It is such a non-issue. I don't have much more to say on this. I think I've dragged it for quite a bit, and like I just enjoy these memes, dude. There's just nothing to do with anything. Like gold digger, okay? Like तुम लोगों को पता भी नहीं है gold diggers, like what is the thing that they're used for? All of this, right? Not all of this, and this is the thing that मैं भी, ठीक है, पॉलिटिक्स के बारे में बात करने के लिए बहुत ज़्यादा इंस्पायर हुआ हूँ बाय लाइक वेस्टर्न कंटेंट क्रिएटर्स, ठीक है? बट मैं जानबूझ के, यू आर सीइंग दिस, आई एम टॉकिंग इन लाइक इंग्लिश राइट नाउ. मैंने फर्स्ट टाइम आई ट्राई टू डू प्योर इंग्लिश, एंड आई ट्राई टू डू एट सच अ टाइम कि यूएस वाले लोगों के लिए भी जगने वाला टाइम हो. आई डोंट केयर अबाउट पीपल, प्योरली इंग्लिश पीपल एनी मोर. मुझे मतलब ही नहीं, बिकॉज मेरे हिसाब से द पीपल हु नीड टू लिसन टू मी, दे आर टॉकिंग इन माई लैंग्वेज जिसमें मैं आराम से बात करता हूँ. मुझे उस लैंग्वेज में बात करनी है जिनमें उन लोगों को समझ में है, जिनको सुनने की ज़रूरत है, एंड मैं उन टॉपिक्स के बारे में बात करना चाहता हूँ जो उनको अफेक्ट करते हैं, ठीक है? एंड एंड लाइक दैट्स द थिंग, राइट? दैट all of these arguments, all of this, all of gold digger shit, or all, okay, wow, okay, that is, I'll try to cut that out of the word. I'm ashamed of even scrolling past it. Let me scroll to the top. But yeah, all of this, marriage has become a crime, feminist, dude. Like किसी से भी, like, do you think India is a feminist favoring country? Like, do you believe that India is a country where it's like, जहाँ एक्चुअल में it's women have more legal power or more institutional power than men? Do you really think that? Do you really think that? It's because I would ask you to wake up, okay? And just a little more thing about this as well, because all of these arguments, right, all of these come from places where it's like, yeah, as you see, America में नया trend, it's all them seeing what's happening in Western countries, what's happening in Europe, what's happening in USA. They see that, and then they get mad about that thing that's happening there. According to them, that's bad, and then they try to apply it here. Then they try to apply those talking points कि नहीं ठीक है, like gold diggers and like women who only marry for money, and women who are looking to sort of trap men in like false cases. All of this sort of social trend that they've made of name modern, feminist, modern liberal feminist. It's a minority movement that's happening right now, and this thing, you are giving them more attention, you are giving them more credit than they actually deserve. I'm sorry, but they are giving them more credit than they deserve by telling them that okay, they are causing such big changes in the law when they are not, right? And that's like weird to me, and that's the thing that I don't want to become. I don't want to become the person जो अमेरिकन कंजर्वेटिव्स को देख के, अमेरिकन राइट विंगर्स को देख के, उनके अगेंस्ट जो टॉकिंग पॉइंट्स हैं वो इंडियन लोगों को बोले. ठीक है, डज नॉट मेक सेंस. सो या ओके, नाउ बैक टू द back to the this chat, which, hold on, uh, where is this happening? Okay, there seems to be an argument in stream chat. How do I actually, the thing is the comments are flying past me. Hold on, let me try to. Yeah, okay. Yeah, now I think I'll be able to. No, 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 wait. Okay, yeah. Okay, now I can read them. Let me read. Uh, okay, I think it's really what about men's safety? You are only saying about women's safety. You can look up for data on Google for victims of domestic violence, and 40% are men. Where is the law for that? Is the safety for men not necessary? Okay, the thing is, women's right is not bargaining chip to hold up and claim unfair treatment for men. As per Delhi Women's Commission's 53 false or Delhi data. Okay, then listen, that's the thing, right? If the cases are proving to be false, if the majority of the cases, agar ज़्यादातर 53.2% of those cases are getting proven false in court, right? Then okay, that will happen anyway, right? Why are you worried about that this will change? All of this is coming from this propaganda where it's like नहीं नहीं, now it will be like अब तो लड़की की बात एकदम मान लीजिए. What is this fear mongering, right? What is, so if you, it's a contradiction where on one hand you say that most of these cases fail in a court of law anyway, and on the other hand you're saying that any law that is more accommodative, that expands it, will now cause more convictions. How will convictions increase when with the existing laws they are not there? It's like it's just a matter of different name for these things. These are different legal terms, right? So cruelty in marriage, marital rape, these are two legal terms. Both are recognized by law and both are recognized as punishable. Okay? The only difference is the legal term used and the extent of punishment, right? So if you're citing conviction वाले cases, then I can also say convictions कम इसलिए हो रहे हैं क्योंकि पुलिस वाले seriously नहीं लेते इन cases को, which is like the data that these guys are citing. These people are citing the NSRB. I read on it. NSRB's official comment on this after their investigation was that most of these cases go to acquittal because the cases are not investigated properly. Police एविडेंस कलेक्ट नहीं करती प्रॉपरली, लाइक विटनेसेस ढंग से टेस्टिमनी नहीं देते, ठीक है। सबके दिमाग में स्टिग्मा है टू टू से दैट ओके यू नो वी कैन टेस्टिफाई इन फेवर ऑफ अ वुमन हु हैज सफर्ड मैरिटल अब्यूज। देन ये सारी चीज़ें भी तो हैं। लेट्स ट्राई टू टॉक अबाउट द थिंग्स दैट मैटर, एंड आई रिकॉग्नाइज इसको, I recognize, okay, that whatever you're saying, the treatment of men in this country is very biased. You can see there are people who suicide like, okay, oh my God, this why Ashkar in Kerala who suicide due to domestic violence, but he was a man, so no justice was, I guess, he wanted to served. Okay, everybody, me included, Prajwal, Adhish, and Mehak, all these people who are in chat who are talking to you, Disco, right now, right? Everyone is saying to you right now that हम उन लॉज को नहीं टच कर रहे, हम ये नहीं कह रहे कि उन लॉज को मत लाओ, ओके। एंड आई अंडरस्टैंड यू फील वेरी स्ट्रांगली कि मेंस इश्यूज के लिए लॉज होने चाहिए, राइट? Even you recognize, because you earlier said that the laws should be gender neutral, but even you recognize that there is a need for laws to accommodate men who are victim of domestic abuse as well, right? So you recognize that along gender lines we need to create another law, right? So which basically like or basically along gender lines you have to petition for it, at least for the law to be gender neutral, because you feel तुम्हें कि अभी वो gender neutral नहीं है, and you are free to do that, okay? Make your movement, start talking about it. I am doing it. The whole like I am not like this is not my job. I have a different job. This is मैं like कितने 3-4 लोग देख रहे हैं अभी एंड मेरे दिमाग में जो चीज़ सही है, वट एवर थिंग दैट आई कंसिडर टू बी जस्ट एंड गुड इन द वर्ल्ड, मैं उन चीज़ों के बारे में बात कर रहा हूँ. आई एम एडवोकेटिंग फॉर देम, आई एम ट्राइंग टू gain some support from them, for them. You should do that for, and you should do it in a way जहाँ पर तुम file a petition, do what these people are doing, right? Get, form an organization, form an NGO, start petitioning courts, right? High court, Supreme Court, I guess you have to go to high courts first, or like I guess for petitions you don't even need to go through high court first. You can just file a petition in Supreme Court, like a public, what do you call it, PR, public interest litigation, PILs. Yes, PILs. So I don't, I recognize whatever you're saying. I don't think whatever you're saying is false or like does not require consideration. All I'm saying is for this particular topic, I think it is hurting your movement. ठीक है? It is not hurting your movement. This particular thing that's happening right now, ये जो clause, this really bad clause that is there in the IPC, this, if you rally against this law change, this is hurting your cause. This is making you look really bad in general, not just to women. In general, you should be like, okay, ये भी है, ठीक है. At the same time, let us also file petitions. Let us also build sort of a movement around not hating women or for not hating feminists for what they're doing. Even if, because I don't believe feminists are like, nahi, feminism means that you sort of down, like sort of try to diminish men. I don't think feminism is trying to diminish men. I think it's trying to achieve a sort of equality of opportunity. That's my thing, and a sort of breaking of gender roles, and both of these things will help men. Okay, gender roles का टूटना will help men. Men will be more free to pursue their dreams, pursue their interests, because मैं नहीं मानता कि कुछ जॉब्स सिर्फ लेडीज़ के लिए हैं और कुछ सिर्फ जेंट्स के लिए हैं, ठीक है, कुछ सिर्फ मैन के लिए हैं, कुछ सिर्फ वुमेन के लिए हैं. मेरे हिसाब से सबको आज़ादी होनी चाहिए सारे जॉब्स करने की, सबको आज़ादी होनी चाहिए सारे सोशल रोल्स फिल करने की, ठीक है. पेरेंट्स में किसका रोल किसको फिल करना है, ये चीज़ इस पर डिपेंड नहीं होना चाहिए कि नहीं बाय डिफ़ॉल्ट मम्मी ही है जो सारी हर चीज़ में बेस्ट होनी चाहिए, बिकॉज दैट इज़ द रीज़न वाई सो मैनी ऑफ लाइक आर दिस इज़ अ थिंग जो मुझसे पहले की जनरेशन और मेरी जनरेशन खूब अच्छे से देखती है, हाउ डिसकनेक्टेड वी आर टू आवर फादर फिगर्स, राइट, हाउ लाइक कि हम हमारा लाइक हमें हमारे हमारे लाइक किसी से अंडरस्टैंडिंग की उम्मीद है, तो अपने अपने पापा से तो नहीं है, ठीक है। Why does that happen? Think about it. It's a social vicious cycle. Don't make your movement as a reactionary thing. That's the whole thing I'm talking about. Don't make your advocacy always coming as a reaction to something that is happening positive by some other group. Okay, if don't always bring up domestic violence stats when talking about feminist passing laws or feminist petitioning for things. Have your own platform. Sorry, I hope that did not cause too much. Have your own platform, right? And I 100% sympathize whatever you're saying, okay. But what I do recognize is that at a ground level reality for whatever you're saying, um, uh, uh, a lot of the okay, you know what, let's talk about this a little, and we'll talk about then we'll just close this because we're talking about it, we're extending this quite a bit. Let's talk about when we talk about power, okay, when we talk about this equality, what are we talking about, what is the thing that is, because a lot of the time this sort of this sort of narrative is there that okay, if men are so powerful, why is so and so happening with men, okay. If men are so happening, why are I think somebody mentioned some stats for how many what like it's a significant percentage of sexual assault that happens against men, right. And um, uh, so if how can you say that women are oppressed, you look at this bad things are like happening to men as well. Here's the thing, right, about oppression and about like your sort of position in the hierarchy of social structure, how can you say that India is a patriarchy? There is a thing called institutional power, and there is a thing called sort of sort of social how do you say social support, okay. So let's talk about social support first. Social support first, like social support basically is you being made to feel more accepted, okay, you being given less sort of rigid structures to mold yourself into. मतलब तुमको एक चीज़ बता दी कि तुम्हें सोसाइटी में रहना है, तो तुम्हें ये रूल्स फॉलो करने हैं, नहीं तो तुम लाइक उस रोल को फिल नहीं कर सकते जो तुम्हें करना चाहिए, ठीक है। तुम मर्द नहीं हो सकते, तुम औरत नहीं हो सकते, अगर तुम कुछ कुछ चीज़ें ये अपना वो फॉलो रूल्स और रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटीज़ फॉलो नहीं कर रहे हो तो, ठीक है। दिस इज़ अ थिंग विच हैपन्स so many times that for men the idea of sort of speaking out against their problems, ठीक है, voicing their problems as something that they cannot do something about personally, ठीक है, is so taboo. Basically as a man तुम एक आदमी के तौर पे कहीं पे भी अगर ये बोलते हो कि नहीं मेरी लाइफ में प्रॉब्लम्स हैं, और मेरी लाइफ में प्रॉब्लम्स इस वजह से नहीं है क्योंकि मेरे में कमी है, मेरे लाइफ में प्रॉब्लम इस वजह से है क्योंकि जो सिस्टम्स हैं मेरे आसपास, मेरा जो एनवायरनमेंट है, और जो मेरा जो गवर्नमेंट है, कोई भी सुपर स्ट्रक्चर है बेसिकली, कोई भी मेरे आसपास जो भी एनवायरनमेंट है, दे दे आर लाइक कि नहीं, मुझे उनसे हेल्प चाहिए। बात यहाँ पर ये नहीं है कि मेरी पर्सनल फीलिंग है, मुझे आपस से सपोर्ट चाहिए, ठीक है। मुझे ये चाहिए कि मेरी भी बात सुनी जाए, एंड मेरे को भी ऐसा फील कराया जाए कि नहीं, मैं भी अपनी प्रॉब्लम्स को वॉइस कर सकता हूँ, मैं भी कंप्लेन कर सकता हूँ, ठीक है। एंड दिस इज़ अ काइंड ऑफ थिंग दैट slightly, because I guess there's a Western perspective creeping into my mind, but it is a little more there with women. For women, it is a little more, at least accepting. If they are not like, they'll not be dismissive as much as men would be when somebody voices a problem, ठीक है। They have in an internal sort of emotional support network, okay, which men sort of don't have, and they feel envious towards. And the thing is, a lot of that is informed by uh, uh, sort of this gender roles, okay. A lot of it is inspired by, because what am I talking about, gender roles, ठीक है। It is more okay for a lady, for a woman, sorry, I keep saying ladies and gents, I'm sorry, but like for a woman to cry, राइट। कोई रो रहा है, कोई हेल्प मांग रहा है, ठीक है, कोई कोई लिफ्ट मांग रहा है, ठीक है, कोई फंसा हुआ है, उसको हेल्प चाहिए। इट इज़ मोर ओके टू फॉर वुमन टू एक्सप्रेस दैट शी इज़ हेल्पलेस, okay. And it is more okay for other women, like, to also accept that. And there's always this thing like, okay, तुमको सहना पड़ेगा, you have to, they don't dismiss it, they try to make it make it more bearable, okay. The network is not something that makes it, the network is not for actual like support कि नहीं, okay, तुम्हारे साथ जो प्रॉब्लम हो रही है, हमें उसके अगेंस्ट कुछ एक्शन लेना चाहिए, बट इट्स मोस्टली अबाउट, it's okay, like whatever you're facing, you can talk about it with us, तो हम अपने दिल की बात हमें बता सकते हो, एंड हम लोग साथ में थोड़ा रो सकते हैं, थोड़ा वेंट आउट कर सकते हैं, ठीक है। क्राइंग इज़ नॉट अ बैड थिंग, it's not a shameful thing, it's a good thing when you're helpless in any situation. Crying is like the best, like, first aid that you can have. It's sort of right. And it's like, why is it more acceptable for women, why is it less acceptable for men? And it's not like ये कोई पुराने ज़माने की बात है, people that I know in my life, that I know personally, they uphold these values. आज भी it's not so much okay for me in the surrounding that I live in, for men to express helplessness through crying, okay. How they express helplessness is violence, ठीक है। गुस्से में बात करना, अपने घर के लोगों को मिसट्रीट करना, दैट इज़ हाउ दे नो, अच्छा ये किसी बात से परेशान है, ठीक है। बाय बाय सीइंग हाउ अ मैन इज़ हर्टिंग अदर्स, देन वी सॉर्ट ऑफ डिड्यूस कि ओके ओके, इसकी लाइफ में कुछ प्रॉब्लम हो रही होगी, ठीक है। वाई इज दिस, वाई दिस सॉर्ट ऑफ वेरी वियर्ड थिंग दैट एग्जिस्ट्स। And now when it comes to like the this is your answer to the question, why, how can you say it, is because this emotional support structure, this network that is there, the sort of acceptance that is there, that is not available to men. What men have is responsibility to earn bread, ठीक है। नौकरी नहीं करेगा कि लाइक, इट इज़ सो अनएक्सेप्टेबल, जस्ट क्लोज योर आइज एंड थिंक ए फैमिली इन विच देयर इज़ अ सन एंड अ डॉटर, हु किसके लिए ज़्यादा अनएक्सेप्टेबल है टू नॉट डू अ जॉब, okay. For whom is it more unacceptable, like if the sister, if the daughter is not doing a job, it's like, हाँ it's okay, ठीक है, इसकी थोड़े टाइम में शादी होने वाली है, we all know शायद नौकरी का कोई फ़ायदा नहीं है, but if the son is not doing the job, everybody is like कि कलंक है, ठीक है, ये निकम्मा है, घर पे अपने माँ बाप की खा रहा है बैठ के, ठीक है. Why does this exist? Think about it. All of it. For this I can definitely say there is no concrete reason except चलता आ रहा है, ट्रेडिशन है, कल्चर है. ठीक है. What men had, and through them being pushed to more jobs, through being pushed out of the house into more financial sort of opportunities, and more political opportunities and more institutional opportunities, naturally they hold more positions of power, and naturally they form these weird stereotypes about the capability of women. And even though they're not consciously doing it, तो जानबूझ के नहीं ये करेंगे, नहीं नहीं औरतें वीक होती हैं इसलिए हम उसको नो इक्वल इक्वल सैलरी ऑफर नहीं करेंगे. बट इट्स ऑलवेज लाइक नहीं, ओके इट्स अ वुमन, इसको इसको थोड़े ही टाइम में नौकरी छोड़नी पड़ेगी बिकॉज शी विल गेट मैरिड, शी विल हैव किड्स, शी विल नॉट बी एबल टू मैनेज विद अ जॉब. ठीक है. आई दैट्स वाई आई विल नॉट पे हर एज मच, राइट. और लाइक, oh this this is very labor intensive job, I don't think I should hire a woman for it. It's not like they hate women, it's just that they have been like molded in this ideology, this structure. ठीक है. कैसे सोचना है, कैसे बिहेव करना है, ठीक है, कैसे बिहेव नहीं करना है, एवरीथिंग इज लाइक लाइक कहीं लिखी नहीं है बट दिमाग में लिख दी है. ठीक है. That is, if you're talking about that socially, you should try to address that. Try to form a movement where men are more emotional, more empathetic. Say that, okay, you know what, we will openly say it's okay for us to cry. ठीक है. Don't try to form these secluded groups कि नहीं, ओके यहाँ पर इट्स ओके फॉर यू टू क्राई. मेक इट ओके फॉर men to cry everywhere. That should be your goal. Not forming like cope groups where people cope with being sort of emotionally alienated. ठीक है. So I believe in you. You should do this. I will not oppose you for if you propose laws and you petition things. And you know what? Also, the point that was brought up before, claiming that 50% of rape cases were false is quite misleading. Yeah, obviously, because lot false are actually simply that cases that never made it. Exactly, we are also counting cases that get settled out of court, and we are also and we don't even know how many cases don't even make it to court the first time, because that is also a very very big issue. People don't report, women don't report these cases. ठीक है. देन दो उन स्टैटिस्टिक्स को कैसे काउंट करोगे? यू कांट इवन अकाउंट फॉर दोज बिकॉज देयर इज नो डेटा, बिकॉज नो इट इज नॉट रिकॉर्डेड एनीवेयर, राइट. एंड इट्स लाइक, so here's the thing, right? I am not in the debunking business. I am not the guy who says that, oh no, you're false, hence your suffering is okay. That, okay, no, if it was not, men don't suffer 40%, they suffer like maybe 35%, then it's your point stands invalid. I am not that guy. If you see a problem, तुमको एक प्रॉब्लम देख रही है, speak out against it in a way that improves society. Okay, do something about it. Don't react always, be proactive. I think I've said it enough number of times. Like, मैंने एक ही बात को 10 तरीके से ऑलरेडी कह दिया है. I hope that is like a little understandable. And again, मुँह सूख गया, so we'll take another like 2-minute break, and then we will resume with the final topic, which has nothing to do with politics directly, but yeah, we'll talk about it because I want to talk about it. And a lot of what I said is relevant for like what drives people to suicide as well, so keep that in mind as well. are back. Uh, I think I should have like a better idle screen. I think this is too. This is nothing. It's just a PNG on a black background. I think I'll have a better like a will be back soon uh, banner for when I'm leaving the. Make it, Karo. You make it animated. You animate it for me. I don't know animation. Okay. Yeah. So basically, in the previous segment, we concluded कितना बड़ा नॉन इशू है ये and like there are bigger issues and I respect those. There somebody was talking in my YouTube chat. They brought up issues, and you know what? I would like to see them addressed. I would like you to have sort of a better understanding of why things are happening instead of saying तुम ऐसा कैसे कर सकते हो. Just think about things. Think about why is society the way that it is. Why are things around you the way that they are. Listen, most importantly. And in fact, if you're willing, you can send me a message and a friend request on Instagram. My ID is nkg2, and it's like ENKAYJEE2, no spaces, all small letters. Okay, so what we'll need to do first of all is that I think there are like bots in my YouTube chat, and I need to get rid of those. So just give me a moment. All right. Okay. Sorry. Yeah, there was some people spamming nonsense in my chat, in my YouTube chat, and I had to sort of. I don't know what to do. I can't ban them. There's no option to ban them, so I have to just like delete message and hide user. I guess that's the only thing I can do. Huh. So okay, what else did we were we planning to talk about? Okay, yeah. So just to test how many people are awake in my viewers right now, because like four viewers. Do you guys want to watch me play games, or do you want to watch me rant about that Ayushmann Khurrana movie? Uh, Control. Okay, one for Control. I suck at Control. बोथ कर लो, खेलते खेलते रेंट करूँ आयुष्मान खुराना के बारे में. It's a story ड्रिवन गेम, मेरा दिमाग फोकस नहीं हो पाएगा. ओके, यू नो व्हाट, लेट्स नॉट गिव आयुष्मान खुराना सो मच रिस्पेक्ट दैट कि उसको पूरा पूरा रेस्ट ऑफ द स्ट्रीम उसी के बारे में बात करूँ मैं आई जस्ट आई डोंट हैव अ लॉट टू से, बट आई थिंक आई हैव सम थिंग्स टू रिएक्ट टू. शुड आई गिव यू अनदर? ठीक है, बोलो. लेट्स सी व्हाट यू हैव. आई शुड नो अबाउट इट, एंड इफ आई डोंट देन थोड़ा टाइम स्पेंड करना पड़ेगा एक्सप्लोरिंग इट लाइव ऑन ऑन स्ट्रीम. Also, while you are thinking of your answer or typing your answer, your utilitarian, your hate for utilitarian things, okay, I'll address that. So, your turn has come. Uh, okay, utilitarianism is the philosophy that says that, like it's a branch of consequentialism where it says that any action that you do is judged based on the outcomes of it. So that's consequentialism, saying that okay, you know, any action is good or bad based on whether or not its outcome is good or bad. So, I think you need to understand this. I think you need to understand. See, this is my stream. I can pretend I know more than you. Okay? So what? Okay, I'll tell you. Then I think what I'll tell you in a way that is not too long-winded. But I also want other people to understand. थोड़ा बहुत दूसरे लोग भी सीख सकते हैं. So yeah, consequentialism. Basically, कोई भी चीज़, कुछ भी काम, कुछ भी कर्म, ठीक है, अच्छा है, गलत है, बुरा है, बेस्ड ऑन कि उसका फल क्या होता है, आउटकम क्या है उसका. ठीक है, अच्छा आउटकम है तो वो एक्शन अच्छा है, गलत आउटकम है तो एक्शन गलत है. ठीक है, जो कि तुम सोचोगे, वी विल थिंक ये तो बहुत ऑब्वियस ही बात है, बट अदर व्यूज एग्जिस्ट. ठीक है, विच आई डोंट रिस्पेक्ट. सो एनीवे, आई ओपन दिस. ज़्यादा ही अंधेरा हो रहा है. Yeah, so utilitarianism is like saying that okay, then okay, how do you say anything is good or bad? Even results, even outcomes, कैसे कह सकते हो कुछ good है या bad है? Like how do you judge the outcomes? So utilitarianism says that okay, you judge the outcome based on how many people gain happiness from that. Okay, how many people are happy as a consequence of that action. तो अब क्या बात आ जाती है कि जितने ज़्यादा लोग हैप्पी हैं उतने ज़्यादा एक्शन अच्छा है, और जितने कम लोग हैप्पी हैं उतना एक्शन कम अच्छा है, राइट. एंड देन एवरीबडी सेज लाइक ओ नो बट दिस इज़ लाइक रॉन्ग बिकॉज इट सेज दैट मेजॉरिटेरियन ओपिनियन हो गया तो कि नहीं. ओके, इफ़ देर इज़ अ मेजॉरिटी दैट वांट्स टू किल off an entire minority of people in their city, let's say, then to make those majority happy is killing the minority. Okay, is that a good action now? Because more people are being made happy through bad action towards a minority. So the thing is then again, like what, how that इस प्रॉब्लम को यूटिलिटेरियनिज्म में रहते रहते सॉल्व कैसे कर सकते हैं हम, is rule utilitarianism. What rule utilitarianism says is that not only are actions good based on their like consequences, कि कितने अच्छे consequences हैं, but also there's those consequences set up future good actions. ठीक है, so for saying that okay, killing off an entire minority just to make the majority happy will be good according to a simple or act utilitarianism sense, कि एक्शंस को हम जज कर रहे हैं हैप्पीनेस के हिसाब से, कितने लोग हैप्पी हैं उसके हिसाब से. बट रूल यूटिलिटेरियनिज्म विल से कि killing of the minority or ethnically cleansing a minority is going to set up a precedence. It will make it okay to kill people that you don't find good just because they are in minority. So in the future, some other group of people who are right now in majority will become minority according to something else, किसी और कोई और सोशल कैटेगराइजेशन हो जाएगा, then will be like okay या उनको ही मारो. इस तरीके से अल्टीमेटली इन ओवर अ लॉन्ग पीरियड ऑफ टाइम कोई खुश नहीं रहेगा. Nobody benefits from genocide in the long term. It's not just that genocide involves killing of people and killing of people makes you feel bad, that is why you should not genocide, but it's like even from a perspective of किसका फायदा हो रहा है और किसको खुशी मिल रही है, that will be a bad thing, that will be a bad rule to create, and that is where it is now a bad thing. So I'm a rule utilitarianism. I am a rule utilitarian. I follow rule utilitarianism, and that is why I think they are a little more defensible. Okay, act utilitarians are not defensible at all. They are very close to moral relativist people who say that okay अलग अलग लोगों के लिए अलग अलग मोरालिटी अप्लाई होती है बेस्ड ऑन देयर डेमोग्राफिक, which I don't believe in. Same morality applies to everyone, all humans at least. Okay. Yeah, what was the thing that you wanted me to rant about? I am looking for a message. Where is it? Osha, what? I'll wait like 2 minutes, and if you don't suggest me anything, I'll go on with uh, Chandigarh Kare Ashki or whatever the name of the movie is. Okay, don't look. If you want to discuss it, then you have to. It you understand how inconvenient it is when I have to wait for your text. Join the Discord call. What I can't. I don't even understand what this emote is. I don't. I don't. This is a Twitch emote. I don't even. Okay. So. Uh, so will you stay on stream at least, or will you join like you're leaving stream as well? Okay, you're here. Okay, okay, okay. Now, yeah. So let's talk about this 2 hour long hate crime that I watched recently on Netflix called Chandigarh Kare Ashki, right? So, so, my God, what like? Okay, I'll try to say something about it at least. And if I can't say anything properly, we'll just scroll reviews. Okay, we'll just see what people think about it. Um, um, where did my chat go? Hold on. Uh, okay, where is my chat? What's happening? Okay, here it is. So yeah, so there is this. As you all know, I as you all know, kya, like there is a video on my channel, me talking about this movie, 2021 movie called Mimi, right? Starring what is it, Kriti Sanon and Pankaj Tripathi, and like bunch of other good actors as well, because like not just them. But so as you know, like I don't watch movies with a closed mind. ज़्यादातर लोग, the whole reason I made that video is I saw that nobody is talking about it in a क्रिटिकल वे. लोग उसको ढंग से कुछ सोच समझ नहीं रहे हैं उस मूवी के बारे में. दे आर वॉचिंग इट एंड लाफिंग इट एंड इट रिसीव्ड लाइक अ लार्जली पॉजिटिव रिव्यूज़. एंड आई डोंट थिंक इट शुड हैव, क्योंकि लाइक ओके एक तरफ तो लाइक मूवी वाज लाइक नॉट दैट good. It was not funny where it was trying to be funny. It was not emotional where it was trying to be emotional. But also at the same time, it was trying to give this weird messaging about the surrogacy laws in India. It was trying to create an issue out of nothing again, because nothing, as in there's not really any sort of movement going on in support of it, like not a widespread movement at least. It was like very weird. It very weird movie. And I just like watched it and I was like, okay, this is just either like होता है ना कि implicit bias कि um, मतलब it is not trying to take an issue that is alien. ये एक इंडियन स्पेसिफिक इशू है. दे हैव जस्ट treated it very badly. They have not done it justice. They have not, like, they have not taken a side. They have not presented both sides also. They have done this weird thing कि नहीं ओके एक्चुअली में तो हमारी सारी मूवी अडॉप्शन को प्रमोट करने के लिए, बट अडॉप्शन के लिए दे हैव नॉट गिवन एनी कंटेक्स्ट कि कैसे अडॉप्ट कर सकते हैं, तो कितना क्या एक्सपेक्ट कर सकते हैं. इट्स लाइक नहीं सरोगेसी मत करो, अडॉप्ट करो. कैसे अडॉप्ट करना है अपने आप देखो तुम. ठीक है. सो बट सरोगेसी, डोंट गो फॉर सरोगेसी. ओके, इट्स वेरी बैड. Like okay, it's just like very I would say um, not a very respectable way of going about presenting your political opinions. You're not even picking up real issues. You're picking up, like, you're inventing issues. ठीक है. And like taking anecdotes as like big problems कि एक दो न्यूज़ रिपोर्ट हैं कुछ चीज़ होने की कि नहीं ओके फॉरेन पेरेंट्स adopt a uh, check out what Taslima Nasreen had to say about Mimi. If she had something to say about it, I will watch it. Like, is it a tweet? What is it? Is it a video? Okay. We'll go over that. But anyway, uh, why not? Because this is a segue, so why not see what Osha what is talking about? Taslima Nasreen on surrogacy. Uh, okay. My mom is worried I'm streaming for too long. Uh, okay, so the surrogacy is possible because there are poor women. Because there are poor women. I don't think she meant surrogacy. I think she meant commercial, like this, that commercialized surrogacy like business that existed before the government of India had like a blanket ban on surrogacy for people outside, like people who are not citizens of India. Surrogacy is possible because there are poor women. Rich people always want the existence of poverty in society for their own interests. Okay, you know what? Like, I don't necessarily disagree with this, but I don't like the language. I will say that. This sort of incendiary, antagonistic language is, I think, not useful. What it does is it like makes people like the same thing, team sports. ठीक है. But okay, whatever. I'll be charitable. I don't disagree with what she is saying. So if you badly need to raise a child, adopt a home. Oh, okay. Is this the reason? Is this what inspired Mimi? Uh, yeah, she does, right. That's her whole thing, being like controversial. So if you badly need to raise a child, adopt a homeless one. Children must inherit your traits. It is a just selfish, narcissistic ego. Nasreen went on to say that she won't accept surrogacy until rich women become. Okay, yeah. Then again, I think that she does not understand this, and that is something that I explored in my video a lot. Surrogacy is not just like paise deke. It's like that's a particular type of surrogacy called commercial surrogacy, where you're paying someone. But altruistic surrogacy is a thing that already happens and already is happening within India, where it's like, yeah, somebody can be like voluntarily कि ठीक है, okay, you are uh, incapable of bearing child, then okay, as somebody who cares a lot about you and who is capable of it, I will help you out. Okay, that is one thing, and that is like rich poor के हिसाब से नहीं है. That is something that even uh, I don't think she'll watch. कौन हूँ मैं, मेरे को 3 लोग देख रहे हैं. How will she notice me even if I tag her? But the thing is, I don't even disagree with her. You know what? If you have a Twitter, anybody who's watching has a Twitter, clip this and send it to her. Let's see. No, but I don't disagree with her. What I'm saying is that like she's making a lot of assumptions here. I don't think whatever she's saying is very like it's not ढंग से, it's not very intelligent. It's like, yes, it is a thing. Before the ban in 2014, it was a thing that like surrogacy, commercial surrogacy was literally being sort of outsourced to India by a lot of Western countries. But like at the same time, a lot of work is being outsourced to India. You know, a lot of work gets outsourced to India. A lot of multinational like companies invest in India. They hire people here to make products for customers in their country, right? So how is this sort of thing? Because again, like I read a sort of academic study of the situation where they were also like, okay, but what about women like having the opportunity? उनके पास भी तो opportunity होनी चाहिए to get a job that is, not झाड़ू पोछा करना. Like even if you're talking about poor women, you can think that okay, क्या उनके लिए सिर्फ the only appropriate thing for them to do is either फैक्ट्री जॉब जहाँ पर उनके लिए कोई सेफ्टी की वो नहीं है, उनके लिए कोई एकोमोडेशन नहीं है, जहाँ उनके लिए प्रॉपर बाथरूम फैसिलिटीज़ नहीं है, या घर में झाड़ू पोछा करो, वही बचा है उनके पास काम. व्हाट इफ़ दे वांट कि ठीक है, दे आर विलिंग टू डू दिस, they can do this, right? Now if you have any proof of it that there is this sort of a coercive element कि लोगों को मैनिपुलेट किया जा रहा है to become surrogate mothers, that is something that you can address without giving a blanket statement about surrogacy. नहीं, surrogacy is upholding the Western capitalist superstructure, and like it cannot be okay unless rich men. They are people do that. In fact, rich like people with sort of higher social standing don't want to be seen, like don't want to be obvious about it, like that they are going for surrogacy. So many times, whoever they like ask to become a surrogate mother, many a times they try to be somebody in their confidence, जिनको जानते हैं, जो इस चीज़ का बिग डील नहीं बनाएंगे. ठीक है. So like okay, there's like as we see, Taslima Nasreen has a reputation, and then this is also fitting that reputation pretty well. But on to what I was talking about. So Mimi was like insidiously bad about this topic, and जैसे कि at least Taslima Nasreen is talking about a thing that has a basis in reality. Reality में ऐसा होता है. It used to be a thing, and it continues to be like a thing in which like third world countries में like हो रहा है ऐसा. Many third world countries have placed complete bans on it because they are able to see that उनके साथ clearly this is not something that इसके लिए social acceptance नहीं है. इसके लिए like there's a lot of controversies that happen because of it. A lot of factors are there, and because of which it's one of the factors is also this sort of key rich people exploiting poor women. That at least is an angle in reality. Mimi had no like sort of issue with that. Like it was like very weird. I don't want to do that Mimi video again. Just go on my channel. That is like the only proper video that I have with just me talking. ठीक है, उसमें thumbnail में it's my face. Just watch my Mimi review. But this movie that I recently watched called Chandigarh Karyashiki. Is that the name, right? Let me just verify. Starring uh, Ayushmann Khurrana. Yeah, this. So I okay. It's a 2021 movie. It's available on Netflix now, and it like for a few days it has been in like the Netflix top 10. So it's a very like it's not even that they pick like they it's bad in the sense that it is removed so far from everything, and it has decided, and I kind of the problem that I have with this movie is also the kind of problem that I had with Mimi, is that they pick up like this really serious issue, okay, and then they resolve it in the worst way possible, okay. So for example, what is the issue in Chandigarh Kare Aashiki? Chandigarh Kare Aashiki is a movie in which the lead character, the lead act, like the lead female character is a trans woman. Okay, so they were born in a like they were assigned a particular gender at birth that they did not identify as. They were born male. They were born as a guy, as a dude, and they never were able to accept that as their identity. They are identified more like more severely, like not severely, like as in the sense more strongly as a woman. And what happened with her is that uh, 20, like after like 20 years of age, she started like transitioning, and then like before the event, 6 years before the end of the movie, she had surgery. Okay, now all of us I don't want to get into what surgery is, because I don't like again I think it will be I can't do it like the whole topic justice right now. I can't talk about those things because like people will turn their brain off. I don't want that. But like that's the thing. And what happens is Ayushmann Khurrana, our lead uh, male character, falls in love with her, and the her name in the character's name is Manvi, and Ayushmann Khurrana's character's name is Manu. Now the thing is, why the reason why I called it like a 2 hour long hate crime is because 70% of the movie, ठीक है, literally 70% of the movie, जब तक movie चल रही है, everyone is all the other characters surrounding our lead female character is transphobic to her. Okay, they are shitty to her. They're like सारे ट्रांसफोबिक ट्रोप्स जो होते हैं, ठीक है, नॉट कॉलिंग हर बाय हर नेम, लाइक हर फैमिली डज नॉट कॉल हर बाय हर नेम, the her you know Ayushmann Khurrana, after realizing that she's trans, because it is again something that is so far removed from believability that uh, 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 she told him after they go on dates and after they had a full relationship that, oh, okay, I'm trans and this is the proof. Like she had like pre-transition photos in her phone, which is again like it is not, it's like yeah, physically it is not possible. Let's say it's impossible, but it's very very less likely. ठीक है? And what happens is that they do all those, they don't do it like they just like everybody is just weirded out by her, right? And then they have this whole thing where ki nahi, the whole thing is that they just think of her as a guide. Okay, that she just everybody is like नहीं ये तो लड़का है, ठीक है, and based on that everybody is weirded out by Ayushmann Khurrana does not want to be gay, their family does not want him to be gay, and like Ayushmann Khurrana's friends make fun of him or like try to be weird about him being gay. And it's like the whole thing is that okay, nahi, she everybody considers her a guy, and Ayushmann Khurrana, if he gets together with her, including himself, everybody will think he's getting together with a guy, and वो gay है, ठीक है, which is a whole different thing. Okay, that is not acceptable, and that is the main like problem here. Okay, how does this get solved? It doesn't. Nothing gets solved. I watched the entire movie. It was very difficult for me, but you know what they did? They decided to take up this very serious issue, the bigotry, the problems that trans women face, especially, but all trans people in general also. But, you know, they took a trans woman character and they applied the same Bollywood formula to it. What is the Bollywood formula? At the end, love wins the day. ठीक है, प्यार की जीत होती है. And it's not about some growing understanding in general, that okay, challenging some social norms, challenging people's thought processes. ठीक है, कि नहीं, okay, first of all, this is a woman in every sense of the word. ठीक है, you don't like, it's not even, they don't even reach those arguments, in like the Western conservatives which say like, chromosomes same nahi hai. Nobody, it doesn't even reach that level. It's the only thing is that ये लड़का लग रही है या नहीं, and ये in every functional way, is she a girl or not? Okay, and that's it. And the story is not her overcoming problems of her, like that's like थोड़ा बहुत उसकी मम्मी उसको एक्सेप्ट करती हैं. ठीक है, उसकी मम्मी उसको एक्सेप्ट करने लग जाती हैं. ठीक है, दैट्स हर विक्ट्री, दैट्स हर आर्क. ओके, बट हाउ? It's actually the story of Ayushmann Khurrana. He overcomes his internal transphobia, and it's his journey. It's about him. And once he is not transphobic anymore, once he has accepted Manvi as a woman, everything is fine now. All everything is fine. You know what? Normal कुछ नहीं होता यार. That they have this weird scene to justify why they are not really addressing anything at a social level. ठीक है, बिकॉज नहीं, सबके सब लोग किसी ना किसी चीज़ के लिए तुमको डिस्क्रिमिनेट करेंगे तुमसे. ठीक है, देन वाई बॉदर चेंजिंग एनी बडी इज माइंड. ठीक है, इट्स फाइन. यू कुड बी लाइक ओके, उसको प्यार मिल गया एंड उसकी लाइफ की प्रॉब्लम सॉल्व. ओके, लाइक क्या था ये, क्या मतलब क्या ज़रूरत पड़ी थी? ठीक है, इट्स लाइक सो such a, I can't like, shitty thing. It's like okay, you could have made like a normal, koi or with a less like sort of a less significant problem. Like बंदे कुछ और, like it's fine, you can, there are some issues for which it works कि ठीक है, loves wins the day and everything gets resolved. But like for this thing, with this very serious issue that affects people's lives, that makes people commit suicide, that makes like gets people killed. Okay, and it's like nahi, okay, you know बंदे ने accept कर लिया यार. ठीक है, and बंद like he progressed, he became progressive, and full stop. We have done it, guys. We have conquered transphobia. It's like the problem is not that it's not that it did not do enough. The thing is like it should have treated its subject like as, and again this leads me to think, because then transphobia, trans acceptance was not their subject. The movie was about Ayushmann Khurrana accepting trans people. It's not about trans people like getting more visibility and getting more understanding, in the sense that they like, it shows that how society can function normally. Okay, but it's more of like nahi, okay, you know, उसने सबको सिखा दिया बंदे you just the trans people just need somebody to love them, and that person who falls in love with them, they need to have a character arc, they need to become progressive, and through them everything around them will also become progressive, and then they will also become accepting, and they'll also become, you know, then problems will be like solved, or we don't need to care about the problems. It's like, yeah, that's my rant. And I get, and it turns out, I guess, apparently there's this whole series of movies that this guy has done, where it's like he picks up serious like social issues and makes like the worst like sort of uh, story around them. Like worst not in the sense that the story is bad, worst in the sense that it's the worst way to talk about those social issues. And like, yeah, not for me. And that's like, I feel sad that my Netflix subscription went towards, you know, this movie. But it says 2021 movie, so it's like, I guess it had a theater release and then they put it on Netflix, because nobody would have watched it, I guess. It was pandemic. And of course, in, you know, continuing in the tradition of Mimi, uh, favorable ratings, 89% Google users liked it, 7 by 10 IMDb. Hrithik Roshan told me Chandigarh Kare Ashki is the best film he has ever seen. You know, let me just read a couple of reviews. Okay. Yeah, and by the way, 70% of the movie, it's not even, it's like Ayushmann Khurrana's arc of acceptance does not even start. 70% of the movie is just everybody being bad to her, like everybody just being shitty to her. Okay, constantly, everyone, 70% of the time. It's like, okay, you could have balanced this out a little. Okay, even that friend character that had that, like the gay coded friend character, that even she was like a bad influence according to me, because she was like, okay, no, don't think about, no, don't even think about getting rejected because you're trans, even though it has already happened to you. You know, maybe could have given some good advice, or like some sort of like support कि नहीं ठीक है, I will help you. नहीं, अरे तू चिंता मत कर, he'll accept you, don't worry about it. Okay, some reviews. When a contentious topic is handled compassionately by the filmmakers, the message always connects with the target audience. As this film illustrates well in this case, Abhishek Kapoor and scriptwriters deserve heartfelt praise. Okay, bold subject. Yeah, everybody's like, yeah, they picked such a big subject, and then they handled it with so much compassion. You know, yeah. Again, it's all. It's basically an Indian movie where, like, it's just a typical Bollywood movie where the female lead just happens to be a trans woman. That's it. It's very weird. Yeah, it's like they're talking about, yeah, she did the same look and moves in Befikre, War, Bell Bottom. Yeah, this guy sees more Bollywood movies than me. A comment after so long, and it's somebody, a bot spamming. Uh, Anyway, basically everybody liked it. I hated it. You know, that's the story of my life. And I guess that is as good a note as any to end the stream. I do think a little, I do feel a little better about today. Although again, end at the end, I also ran out of steam a little. I do feel that. But yeah, thanks to everyone for watching. A few people for being active in my chat as well, genuinely active. you know, and we had some healthy discussion as well. And I hope in future streams कि हम थोड़ा वन टू वन बात भी कर पाएँ, because you know I have less than 10 people watching me total, so I am completely okay giving individual attention right now. So you know, get in on the ground floor. Just right now is a time where if you want to talk to me, I'll be completely okay with that. Like on call, and I'll prefer if it's on Discord call. So yeah, thanks everyone, and I'll see you next week. Thank you, Osha.